Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Guys, we're talking Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, Season 2, Episode 2, titled The Magic is Back. Pat and West try to woo a new star after Irving's performance is not met with satisfaction. On the other hand, Buss woos characters from his past. Guys, if you did not know, this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap, okay? I'm going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. And if this is your first time here and you happen to like the video, my commentary, leave a comment down below of what you thought about it, the episode itself, a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button, helping me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. And also, guys, I have a surprise for you. I did not go live for episode 1, but I will be going live for episode 2. Yes, it is right there, baby. Winning Time Season 2, Episode 2 live recap. It is going to go down tomorrow, Monday, August 14th at 6:05 p.m. CST. Your boy is getting off work at 6 p.m. and then we're going live 5 minutes later at 6:05 p.m. We're going to get into all the nitty gritty, and I'm also going to be talking about some of the behind the scenes, the making of this episode, and what really happened in real life versus what's happened in the show. Because you know, every time they start an episode like this is a dramatization, some of the names are different. So we're going to get into all the nitty gritty, go over some of the production notes that the studios were able to send out. So again, make sure you subscribe, enjoy this recap right now, and come back through tomorrow, Monday, for the live recap. We're going to have a ton of fun. But guys, Magic is back. And at the very beginning of this episode, there are interviews with the team, with Nixon, with both coaches, with Magic himself, with Kareem. And they're asking them, how do they feel about Magic coming back? Go back and watch the episode. When Norm bent his head down to sniff, were they trying to insinuate that he was sniffing coke or coked out on drugs or something like that? I mean, this is HBO. It's not like they wouldn't show that. And I haven't looked it up in real life to see if he was a drug addict or if he was into that or not. But that was the first thing I thought. I was like, wait a minute, why are you sniffing coke? And I don't know. I don't think these are real interviews. I think these are just more dramatizations for the show. I could be wrong. Some of the stuff I like to look up, some I don't, because I want to be surprised. But you guys let me know what you think. I thought he was sniffing coke. But Magic is back in the first practice game, and his ego is getting to him. I don't know why you wanted to bum rush your player Nixon like that. I mean, that was just crazy, bro. You got an injured knee. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt your team. Just chill out. And the thing about it is, why didn't he not know what to do? Because when they were kind of beefing in the locker room after this, well, not necessarily beefing, they was beefing later on in game 2 of that first playoff game in 1981 in that first series, they were just kind of saying to themselves like, okay, I don't know why they did not let Magic know what the deal was, what the plays were before they let him back on the court, before they let him back on the team. It just seemed really out of character for him just to bum rush Norm like that to try to get the inbound ball. And yeah, I don't know, but you guys let me know what you thought about that. I just thought that was really weird. But I really do like the way they were shooting the scene, because all the teammates are in the locker room laughing, getting along, getting undressed, getting dressed, showering, putting the deodorant on, cologne, and they're reminiscing like, okay, hey man, we went bowling the other night. We got this inside joke over here. Coach said that you, Cooper, looked like the bottom of a shoe, looking like a bowling ball. And Magic is in there looking all sad, like he's not part of the team, like he's not part of the group, like he's an odd man. You notice when he came out the locker room, he was like, hey man, what are you guys laughing at? And they was like, oh, nothing, man. We're talking about something that we went bowling on the other night. And so he really does not feel like he's part of the team anymore. He feels like the odd man out. And Magic did express that in a number of his books and memoirs back in the early 90s. And we're going to talk about that further in detail in the live recap. But I did notice that he is playing a two-faced game right here. In front of the press, he's acting all bold and confident, like, yeah, this and that, and I'm back, baby, yada, yada, yada. But when he's behind the closed doors, when he's behind the scene, when he's in the locker room, not in front of the press anymore, he's a bit more timid and cautious and just like, oh my gosh, do I have any more friends? Do you guys still like me? So that's just quite interesting right there. Less to be learned. Keep it real, man. Keep it real with your emotions. Now I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this, especially if you play sports, you're athletic, you are a coach now, or you coached in the past. Who do you feel was right, Pat or West, West or Pat? I am still on the fence because they are having this conversation in the office, and they're trying to figure out what's the next best move for the team, for the franchise. And they have this player by the name of David Thompson, David Skywalker Thompson. I have him right here. Just a little bit of information. David O'Neal Thompson, born in 1954, same year as my father. He is a former American basketball player. He played for the Denver Nuggets, a number of teams, Seattle Supersonics. I've never heard of this man before. He is before my time, but apparently Jerry West was adamant, like, yeah, I want this guy right here. He gonna come in and dunking and crashing and all this jazz right here. And your boy Paul Westhead was not feeling it. He was like, hey man, we got some chemistry right here. We're really trying to bring Magic in and it's not really playing out. I mean, come on. And I feel sorry for Jerry too, because he really did do the legwork and he was really confident. He came up in the office like, guys, put down your beers and lend me your ears. We got the golden ticket right here, baby. This is a straight path to the NBA championships. We are going to win 2 in a row. And your boy Paul was not trying to hear that. So who do y'all agree with? And I gotta say, I am not mad at Paul for the way he feels. He's like, dude, Magic is gone. Nobody's fault he was injured. We have to make adjustments. And they were making adjustments. They, out of 45 games, they had a winning record of 28-17, 28 wins and 17 losses. And the crazy thing about it is nobody was paying attention to that. Not the press, not some of the staff in the front office. Everybody just wanted Magic back, and that just wasn't good for the team, in my opinion. And Pat and Westhead was going back and forth. I gotta say that I am more inclined with Paul. Just like, why break the chemistry? Why try to fix something when it is not broken? I don't understand that. A win is a win. A win is a win. So you don't want to mess up chemistry. We saw what happened at the end of episode 1, where as soon as Magic came onto the court, it threw everybody off and they ended up not doing well in that game. And you don't want that to happen again. You want to continue this winning record. So I completely understand all of the frustration and resentment that the team had to this whole confrontation. It's just really ugly, but I definitely want to know how you guys feel about it. And then again, too, they needed to trade Norm for this to happen. He is doing a great job. He's leading the team. Like, I just don't, you don't want to do that, in my opinion. You don't. Like, for what? I mean, I understand that you want to sell tickets and all of that stuff because it was a sold out show when Magic finally came back. And it is a business. I mean, sometimes players do understand that, to my understanding. Sometimes they do get their feelings hurt. And I can understand both sides of it. I mean, that is part of the game. I mean, I've known that since I was a little boy, and everybody else. Even if you're not into sports, you should know that to a degree. But again, let me know what you guys think. But another example of what I was talking about Magic's confidence and or arrogance is he was really nice to all the reporters, saying this, saying that when they was in the locker room. But as soon as one of the other assistants came back in the locker room and had their shirt talking about Magic is back, he knew that all the other teammates didn't want to see no crap like that, especially when they've been winning. So he was like, man, get this out of here. It's okay, guys. It's okay. I'll get them out of here. Burn it, bury it, get rid of it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And the assistant looked like he was in his feelings, like he felt some type of way about that. But in my opinion, he's just going to have to get over that, okay? Like, you did kind of just come in like, hey, look at this right here. Let's put you on a higher pedestal. Magic don't want none of that smoke because he already feels like the odd man out. You know, you guys can go look up the interviews yourself if you like, but we're going to be talking about it in the live tomorrow. But yeah, I completely understand where Magic was coming from, and I completely understand how the players are frustrated. Like, man, get this, short button dude out of here. Like, this is not good energy for the team right now. And another thing is it would have been crazy if the fans would have rioted when they paid all these tickets. It was a sold out arena because Magic is back, but he did not play in the game. I wonder what would have happened if they would have still won the game. If there still would have been a riot, if it still would have been some type of uproar, because they did barely win that game. They won that game 107-103 in real life. And Magic did mess up the chemistry when he came in at either the end of the first quarter or the second. And that's just quite interesting. He ended up turning over the ball and they barely won that game. Luckily they won, but I really want to know what the crowd would have done and if people would have been upset if Magic didn't play or he played just a few minutes, but they still won. And the coach what can the coach do? I mean, the coach has defense. He can be like, we won. That's all that matters. We won, we won, we won. That's what I've been hired to do. We're trying to get to the NBA Finals again. We won. And so, hey, you guys again, let me know what you think. But right after this, we find out that Magic has been lying. He has not been truthful about his injury. He's talking about 90%, 80%. Coach Pat Riley was saying, no, bro, you probably about 60% at best. Pat, you are completely wrong for that, for not keeping honest with the head coach, Paul Westhead. You are wrong for that. And then when I go have secret practices with him after the normal practice, and there's nothing wrong with extra practice, and there's nothing wrong if you want to do one-on-one. If that's how you want to spend your time, that's how you should spend your time. And the coach Paul even asked you later on in the episode, how do you feel about Magic's knee? Are you confident about this? We are like a month away from the playoffs. I still have not made a decision yet about the other player, David Thompson. I need to know, how do you feel about his knee? Are you confident about it? And Pat lied. And that's messed up. You got millions of dollars here at the stake that these teams can be making each year, and you want to lie because you feel that you're a better coach than Paul? And that did happen in real life. They really were kind of at heads with each other. And we saw that at the end of the episode when they was in the plane right before game 3. But you wrong for that, Paul. You wrong for that. And they only showed 2 secret practices in this episode. In the second part, it was clear as day that he was not ready and he needed to rest and recuperate and all that good stuff. So this is just wrong across the board. I do not blame Paul for going off on him at the very end of the episode in the plane. You guys let me know what you think. And I really do like John C. Reilly in this series as the owner of the team, Jerry Buss. He's a great actor, more serious role. I'm used to kind of seeing him screaming and running around acting crazy with Will Ferrell, but I really do like him in this role and the relationship that he had with his mother, who was being played by Sally Fields, who passed away in season 1. I really did like the relationship. You can tell the bond was strong, and he was really just trying to hold on to her as we all would with our mothers, with our parents, with the people that raised us, but in this case, his mother. And so when they had the service a year later, the anniversary of her death, I just thought that the acting was done very, very well from him. I mean, everybody loves their mother dearly for the most part. I have heard other stories, but you really could tell that they had a connection and it's really affecting him. And it's just really sad, you know, like I dang near almost cried myself because the performance was so great. I felt sorry for him. So I got to give John C. Reilly some credit there because he's doing a great job. And even earlier than that, when he was talking to his not his secretary, but his treasury, Claire, he was reminiscing on this old woman that used to give him blowjobs in his Mustang about 15 years ago by the name of Honey. He went to go see her and went on another date with her. And it's just, I kind of wish they kind of would have fleshed out why he was thinking about her just so much. I mean, we've all been there before where we can just be chilling sometime and reminisce on the past about loved one, someone we slept with, the one that got away, whatever. And they will just pop up on your mind from time to time more than anybody else. It could just be for sex, or it could be because that was actually a special person to you in your life, or a combination of the both. Apparently, she would remember from the blowjobs because she brought that up. But for some reason, he still wanted to kick it with her and maybe didn't want blowjobs. I don't think he would have turned it down. But what was interesting was Honey was very open about her past, talking to Jerry. And she was really partying hard and not that responsible. That's what I took from it. And it sounded like she set herself on fire or was on fire, and they threw her in the pool to put her out. And all of the people there was laughing at her, seeing her engulfed in a bunch of soot and stuff. And that was just kind of the thing right there where she decided that, okay, hey, I need to turn my life around or I'm going to end up dead. And so that's just really an eye-opener right there. I'm just really curious on that relationship and why it was in this episode. They should have fleshed that out a bit more, in my opinion, because the episode was only 46 minutes. But maybe they did have it in an episode and they cut it out because it was just too much and ruined the pacing or something. But you guys let me know if you wanted anything more as far as that story is concerned. But going back to the players, we have Norm Nixon, and I like him, Devon Nixon. If you guys did not know, Nixon is his real last name in real life. Here is the gentleman right here on IMDb. I remember this guy was popping up on one of the final seasons of Snowfall. Great actor right here. But one of the press reporters caught up with him outside of the locker room, behind the scenes, trying to get that scoop, trying to get that take. And I'm like, Norm, bro, come on now. You can't be this emotional, okay? They're going to say anything to you to trigger you emotionally to get a response. And that is exactly what happened. They didn't twist your words. You're just trying to save face, sir, talking about in 15 years, nobody is going to remember Magic. I mean, play dumb when they try to throw those things out there to see if it sticks on the wall. And then go back to your teams, your coaches like, hey man, this reporter came to me. He was saying this, he was saying that about the rumors. Is there any truth to this right here? And you don't want any beef to happen in your establishment, in your organization. And this reporter right here is just making it worse. And then it got out there. It was funny when they was in the office, they was trying to finalize the deal, talking about, why would he say this to the press? And Paul was like, hey, it's just Norm, you know, and they were, hey, we're going to trade him out anyway. And my goodness gracious, Jerry, you had it in the bag. You had it. The deal was final. Of course, Paul did not want to do it, but you just had to open your mouth and say that Magic knew about this as well. And I do not blame Paul for canceling it right then and there. First of all, he wasn't comfortable with the decision to begin with. And then you're going to tell him that Magic knew about it. Of course, that is going to cause a horrible relationship. The camaraderie, the chemistry in the team is going to fall apart drastically. Here we got Magic, Mr. Ego guy, that's hurt, and y'all are still winning. Then he does a horrible job in his first game back, and he's the one that's calling all the shots. The whole team would have felt a certain type of way. So again, I do not blame Paul for feeling that way. But also, guys, we got to give it to Jason Clarke, man. He's a great actor. He was like, what the fucking fuck? I beg your effing pardon. I was laughing my ass off doing that scene right there when he did cancel the deal. And the conversation that Pat and Paul were having later on, Pat kind of hit him like, bro, I understand your concerns that you don't want to ruin the chemistry and bring in a certain player that's going to be dunking and we may need him here, but you are assuming his attitude. You haven't even talked to the man yet. So at least go do that. You're going to go scout him and all that. That's fine. But at least talk to the man, get inside his head, see where he's coming from before you try to come to any wild conclusions. So I thought that was interesting as well. You guys let me know what you think. But guys, it is the 1981 playoffs, round one. You got the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Houston Rockets. And they crap the bed and lose game one. And then they're doing even worse in game two. But I was laughing my butt off when Cooper made them apologize in the locker room and made them hug. It's just crazy. Something as simple as that is the solution at times. Apologize and hug. They're like, man, wait, hug? I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't hugging nobody. Da, da, da. And it worked. The coaches didn't have to come in there and say nothing, or I don't know if they did in real life. They did in this episode. But they squashed the beef. They squashed the beef, and they made it work, and they won. They won. And yeah, the crap really hit the fan. It was a lot to this right here in this playing scene. First of all, one of the announcer guys is coming here talking all types of explicit obscenities, talking about, yeah, and when we leave the Rockets bleeding from their rectum, they're going to be fucking them like a bitch in heat. And I was like, God damn, like, just all drastic and graphic and stuff. This sounds disgusting. But man, Paul pulled Pat back there to the side. I'm like, bro, do you not understand that there's only a curtain that is keeping the volume out? Everybody can hear y'all, and y'all just out there yelling, causing more dissent between the teams, ruining the chemistry. And that's why they got eliminated at the end of this episode. And I was just like, wow, I kind of like that we got the end of the 1981 season at the end of episode 2, because at the beginning of episode 1 of season 2, we're all the way in 1984. The Celtics, the Lakers, they done won a few championships each, or a couple. And so then we go back in time 4 years. And so now, of course, I'm thinking that episode 3 is going to start out in 1982 and we're going to build up to 1984. But man, Magic, what the hell were you thinking, bro? What the hell were you thinking? And I cannot wait to discuss this, what happened in real life. This dude had all the options. He had all of the plans laid out by the coach. You got option 1 with Kareem. You got Cooper over here for option 2. And you got this other guy for option 3. They weren't open at first, but all of them were open. And you still wanted to be the guy because Pat Riley told you that. Pat Riley got in your head. You should have been suave or suave, like Paul said at the very beginning of the episode when you was entering the game. But no, you want to try to do a teardrop and airball it? Oh, man. And also, I got a laugh out of one of the announcers talking about, man, they've been struggling and scrapping this whole game. They have the ball. They have the time. And then he turned and broke the fourth wall talking about, just score the fucking goal or something. I like how the show does that. But this dude airballed it, and they showed Kareem walking through the screen. He was all pissed off. I'm surprised nobody swung on him, because that's just horrible. Not only did you not make the shot, you going to airball it? A buzzer beater? How do you like? That's crazy right there. That's crazy. And I cannot wait to see what happens in episode 3 if they're gonna be cussing his ass out, getting beat up or something like that. But it was a very, very entertaining episode, guys. You let me know what you think. But that is it, guys. That's all I have for Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, Season 2, Episode 2. The Magic is back. And guys, make sure you come back for the live after party, the live recap, the after show discussion. It is going down Monday, August 14th, 6:05 p.m. CST. There is a link to this in the description box below for this video. Also, y'all let me know what else you're watching and subscribe to the channel. You're going to get all this cool stuff right here if you do. And I will see you guys later on in the live after party discussion. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.